Hello everybody, this is Mr. Bowman. Today we're going to be looking at the ALEKS topic, identifying properties used to solve a linear equation. So this is a little different than some of the other topics that you've looked at so far, in that there's actually no calculations involved. You don't need to actually find any numbers. So today we're just going to be trying to look at how we've been solving equations and justify why or explain why, find the reason why we're allowed to do each step. So they took this equation, negative 2 parenthesis 3u plus 7n parenthesis equals 28, and then they took that from step by step all the way down to its conclusion, which is that u has to be equal to negative 7. What we're going to do is we're going to go and justify why I'm allowed to go from this step to this step, etc., all the way down. So the first reason is always given because that's the problem they gave you. So then for the reason for step 2, I'm going to figure out how did I get from step 1 to step 2? What did I do and why am I allowed to do it? So what changed from here to here? Well, the 28's the same, but this left side changed. And so what did they do is they went ahead and took that negative 2 and multiplied it inside the parentheses to get rid of those parentheses. And that's because they used the distributive property. So there's going to be a lot of properties and reasons and stuff on this side. There's not going to be any numbers, just explanations. Okay? All right. So then, for the reason for step 3, how did I get from step 2 to step 3? So this one's a little weird because we don't usually write it like this, but all they're doing is they're taking this side's almost exactly the same, other than we cleaned up plus negative 14. We just made it minus 14, so we wouldn't accidentally lose that negative sign. But it's almost the same, but we're adding 14. And this side's exactly the same, 28 to 28, but 14. So I'm adding 14 to both sides. So that's the addition property of equality. You've been using that a lot. And remember, that's the one that of equality. That's the one that says that if you add something to one side, you have to add it to the other as well. Okay, so addition property of equality. All right, then down here, this one is weird because what do you call it? So they just cleaned this up. Negative 14 plus 14 drops out and gives you 0. 28 plus 14 is 42. So in ALEKS, they just call this simplification, usually. Sometimes they used a different thing, but it's something to that extent, depending on which question you're doing. Over here, what am I doing now? I had negative 6u, and I'm dividing by negative 6. 42 divided by negative 6. I'm doing it to both sides, so it's going to be one of our properties of equalities. Just which one is it? What am I doing? We're dividing by negative 6, so it's the division property of equality. Okay. And then last but not least, why does negative 6 divided by negative 6 give you 1? Why is 42 divided by negative 6 negative 7? That's just another simplification. Okay, we have all our reasons written out, so we're done.